In 1955, Ford introduced a car that was destined to become an American legend. Initially designed to challenge Chevrolet's stranglehold on the performance market, the Thunderbird quickly established itself as a solid performer, with power to spare.
Ford brought out the Thunderbird in 1955 to compete with the Chevrolet Corvette. Corvette was gaining popularity in the market, and they wanted to compete in the two-seater market, so their designers got together and created the Thunderbird. In '56, they improved on their original model by adding the air vents that opened to allow proper circulation and a permanent Continental kit on the end. In '57, they overshot the mark. They added fins that didn't quite suit the car. They didn't increase the trunk space, and by '58 they had completely destroyed the two-seater, abandoned the idea, opting instead for a larger vehicle, more of a family car, incorporating that market. In my opinion, the '56 was the best year for Thunderbird. Before, it was nice, but it wasn't quite there yet, and after, it was just downhill.
From Ford's perspective, this car was built as the sport version of the Fairlane. In fact, Ford advertised the two vehicles as kissin' cousins. Nonetheless, the T-Bird was quick to establish its own reputation as a pure power performer. Michelle, however, was unconvinced, and Ford was not her first choice for a vintage ride.
I've always wanted a 1960 Corvette, and I met my best friend in the world, and he convinced me in one ride to buy a Ford. I always teased him about having a big old boxy Ford, an old man's car. And one day he said he had had enough of the teasing, and he said, "Let's go for a ride, get in." And we went for a ride, and after that I was sold. My heart just belonged to Ford. I was a complete convert. And from that point on I began shopping. When I always wanted a red Thunderbird. Red is my favorite color. When I saw the red and white combination, I couldn't resist. And we ended up with this model. The power plant for the '56 T-Bird, you had an option 292 or 312. This one has a 312. It has an oil bath air filter system. The Thunderbird valve covers, they're a work in progress. We're in the midst of restoring this engine. The engine is so uncomplicated and much easier than today's modern power plants to repair and maintain. We have no fuel injection to worry about, and no onboard computers to foul.
Though Ford may not have been her first choice, she wouldn't change her decision now for the world.
At the end of a really tough day, 5 minutes behind the wheel of my Thunderbird, and that's the greatest therapy there ever was. You couldn't ask for a better stress relief. Love the open road, nice straight stretch of highway, fresh pavement, and I'm gone.
Michelle, much like her classic, is rare at competitions and shows, a female collector. And she has some advice to women out there who are thinking of doing the same.
Other women should not be afraid. They should go for their dreams. If they've always wanted a particular car and their husband seems to feel that they should have a different model, don't go for what he wants. Go for what you want. It's not that difficult. If they can do it, we can do it.
Michelle proves that anybody can own and sport a classic ride like the T-Bird.